Title: I worked 4 jobs to put my wife through law school. She passed the bar, changed her last name, and served me divorce papers. So I served something colder, in front of everyone. The envelope was thin, too thin for the weight it carried. Start. She slid it across the table like it was nothing. Her nails were polished blood red, her smile rehearsed. Divorce, she said. No tremor in her voice, no hesitation. I didn't shout, I didn't cry. I just stared at the woman I had bled for, wondering how long she'd been sharpening the knife for my back. I worked 4 jobs for her, 4. Loading docks at dawn, bartending at night, deliveries in between, and weekend shifts at the garage. My hands cracked open, my back screamed, but I kept going. Because she had a dream, law school, and I believed in her dream more than I believed in my own future. When she passed the bar, I cried harder than she did. I thought we'd made it together. That every sleepless night, every skipped meal, every dollar scraped had finally paid off. I didn't realize I was only building her escape route. The signs were there. The late nights at the firm, the networking dinners that didn't add up, the way she stopped wearing her ring, claiming it was unprofessional. But the truth landed like a bullet. Her email, left open on our shared laptop. She had already changed her last name, back to her maiden one, as if I had been nothing more than a placeholder. And there, in black and white, was her message to her colleagues. I'll be free soon. Papers go through next week. He won't fight it. He never fights. That was the moment. Pain crystallized into something sharper, colder. She thought I wouldn't fight. She was right. I wouldn't fight. I'd win. First, silence. That was the hardest part. No confrontation, no tears, just a nod, a kiss on the cheek, and a whispered, "I understand." Meanwhile, I documented everything. Every expense I covered for her tuition, every dollar that kept her fed, clothed, and sheltered while she became independent. Then I moved the pieces, quietly. I hired a forensic accountant. I transferred joint funds into an account she didn't know existed, one entirely in my name. Legal, documented, protected. I rewrote my will, sold the house to my brother for $1, filed ownership under his name, not mine. Every asset, every string she thought she could pull, cut. And the final piece? Timing. I waited until she invited me to her firm's gala, a celebration of her first big case win. I knew she'd want me there, smiling like a proud fool, her prop for the night. That was where it would end. The ballroom was dripping in crystal and arrogance. Laughter echoed under chandeliers, glasses clinked with champagne. She wore a dress that could have paid 3 months of our old rent. She introduced me to her colleagues like I was some charity case she'd once sponsored. "This is my husband," she said, stressing the word like it embarrassed her. He kept me afloat back then. Back then, not now. When the speeches began, she stood tall at the podium, confident, radiant, talking about justice, integrity, her future. And then, my turn. She hadn't expected me to speak, but I had arranged it. The event coordinator thought it would be romantic if the husband said a few words about his wife's journey. I stepped up, my voice calm, my hands steady. I started with pride, with sacrifice, with love. The crowd softened, charmed by the story of the man who worked 4 jobs so his wife could chase her dream. Then I shifted. I told them about the tuition payments, the rent checks, the food bills, all in my name. I told them about the night she passed the bar, when I cried in her arms like the proudest man alive. And then, her emails, word for word, projected on the screen behind me. He won't fight. He never fights. Gasps, murmurs. The crowd turned like wolves. Her smile collapsed. Her face drained pale. I ended with the papers, not divorce papers, invoices. Every cent I'd invested in her career, legally documented as a loan, with interest. My lawyer had filed them that very morning. She wasn't just leaving me, she was leaving me owing 6 figures. The room erupted, not in applause, in whispers. judgment, pity for me, contempt for her. She tried to speak, but the microphone wasn't hers anymore. Her boss avoided her eyes. Colleagues edged away like she was contagious. I watched her tremble in that $1,000 dress, drowning in the weight of her own ambition. She hissed at me later when the crowd had scattered. "You ruined me." "No," I said, looking her dead in the eye. "You ruined us. I just sent the bill." The divorce went through. She didn't fight. She couldn't. Not with the debt. Not with her reputation scorched in her own firm's ballroom. I walked away clean. No alimony, no assets lost. Nothing but silence, peace, and the satisfaction of knowing the woman who thought I was weak would spend years paying me back for every drop of sweat I gave her. Some say revenge is best served cold. I disagree. It's best served calculated, in front of everyone. And I never fight. I win.